Hey everybody, it's Eric alongside Rod. Excited to have Trey Fort join us on the Final Fours on the schedule. As you probably know, the Trey joins the Spartans as a senior transfer from Samford, and Samford visited the Breslin last season, which I'm going to guess had at least a little to do with Trey coming to Michigan State. First, unlike Trey, whose wardrobe is already turning a little green and white, you and I have to get our Spartan apparel the old-fashioned way, and there's no better place to get decked out than Nudge Printing, where a listener to the show can get 20% off if you just simply type in Final Fours, one word, at checkout. Check it out at nudgeprinting.com. Okay, Trey. So your recruitment was kind of a quiet one, and at least in terms of public information, what was going on. Was MSU in there from the beginning? How did it all sort of transpire?
Honestly, they were not. They actually caught me at the most random time. Uh, my process was very hectic and in a good way. I'm pretty sure everybody processes is a little different, but I'm blessed to have the chaotic you know way I did. I'll prefer it to have it that way than
Hmm.
have anybody coming after me at all. But I was actually it was at the end of the day, I'm ready to call it a night, and that one call, I'm getting prepared for the next day, and just about to call it a night, and I got one more call, and it was Michigan State, and at that point, I'm not even sleeping no more because I'm ready to see what the next day hold and things like that. So um, it wasn't in the beginning, but they it's a historic school. You have to value everything, and that's what I did. I couldn't, I put it was a certain way I went about my process, and they, made they were in there for sure.
And so pretty much you announced that go in the portal. Was it soon? How long was it after that they reached out to you with it, like the first week or something? I can't remember.
Um, I don't. It was so much going on.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was. I wouldn't say the first week. May have been middle or late second week, but yeah, it was so much going on. That's probably the latest, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and they certainly knew about you because they had to scout against you earlier in the season,
For
so
sure,
they
for
had
sure.
familiar and you with them.
Hmm.
So, speaking about Michigan State in particular, you already mentioned it's a historic program. Of course, we all know Coach Izzo's legacy, years
Hmm.
before that, all of that. But I'm imagining that probably wasn't the most important thing to you as a player. So,
No,
what kind of things appealed to you about Michigan State that led you to reaching the decision you did that you wanted to come here and play your last year?
first and foremost, winning. Winning was at the top of my targets and goals. Because as long as you're winning, everything else is going to fall in line. You're going to be seen. The right people are going to see you, and but you have to win in order for that to happen. You can put up all the numbers, you could have all the percentages and everything like that, but if you're not winning, it's going to be tough. And I know that for sure because I've been in that situation as well. But um, just winning and seeing when I like you said, I came here to the Brez last year and seeing the environment that we stepped into and with the fans, you can see the environment with the coaches and the players. It was a lot. It was very like, everybody was together. And that's a big thing of mine. One, everybody wants to be better and everybody holds each other accountable. So I feel like I could get a lot better here. And is uh I feel like it's a lot of potential for both sides, for growth.
Right.
Mhm.
And so, you mentioned you played here. Obviously, you had experience. So you played in a lot of, obviously, you played in a lot of big places before,
Mhm.
both on the
Mhm.
road and at home. How did it feel to you compared to other places you played?
Uh, I have to say top two, and I might have to put it at one just because my performance wasn't the best. But the other one, I had a great performance in another exciting arena. So, but
What arena was that?
Kentucky
I
was a
figured
very
Rupp. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that was pretty cool. So
So I got it. So then the zone will at the beginning of was the first half they count down too late for the shot clock,
mhm,
and the second half they do too early. Does that actually
mhm.
work? Does that fool players?
I uh I'm not too sure. Hopefully it works this year, so I want to be a part of it. Yeah. Hopefully it does, man. I want to witness it myself.
And then as far as when you come to campus, how is, obviously when you came, you came to the arena, you stayed in a hotel.
Hmm
How's your impression been now that you've been on campus and sort of got a feel for the town and stuff for East Lansing and the campus and for how things are for players there?
hmm Everything has been like more than welcoming. Everything, the environment, just we have money ball. It doesn't matter where we go, every corner we turn, we're finding love. People are showing nothing but love, support, wishing us the best. Everything is just amazing. So that's been amazing to be on that side of it. Um, just even we had camp with the kids and everybody. They're knowing who you are. They can't wait to see you play. They want to come to games, asking for autographs. That type of stuff is very exciting. And I really I feel like we're going to have an exciting year and we're going to exceed expectations.
So maybe focusing on you a little bit as an individual.
Mhm,
I think everybody who's been to Moneyball or has seen
mhm,
some of the clips that have been taken at practice has
mhm,
seen some things about you, particularly your athleticism and your shooting.
mhm.
What do you think are your biggest strengths as a player right now? If you got to hang your hat on one or two things, what are they?
Shooting the athleticism.
Okay. We
I
got that right.
definitely those are definitely my top two. But one thing that I really love to do is get my teammates involved. Like I really feel like a skill of mine is selling myself to help others. But when I get going, I find it easy to help the ones around me get going. So that's I'll slide that one in there as well. So.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because one thing that I've heard from people that have been around practice, uh,
Hmm
it was actually one of your coaches, I won't say
hmm
which one, is that they were kind of surprised a little bit by how good a ball handler you are.
hmm
So that kind of goes along, I think, with what you were just talking about. Do you expect that you're going to kind of be in that secondary or support ball handling role
Oh, for
along with
sure.
Jeremy and Divine?
For sure, for sure. I don't see any slack there. Whatever we need at the time, if that's what we need, there won't be any slack. I'll definitely be there to pick us up, and we're gonna keep things moving. Everything's gonna be smooth. There's I do whatever needs to be done. So if I need to get my teammates involved, if I need to be scoring the ball, either one, we gonna make it happen.
Did you find yourself with the ball in your hands a lot in pick and roll last year at Samford? Was that a big part of the way they used you?
Mm, I wouldn't say a big part. We had some plays here and there, but I was Sanford. I played more off the ball than I have in the past years.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you think that's something that might change a little bit this year for you?
for, for sure, for sure. I'm pretty solid at either one. Like I said, whatever needs to be done, whatever the coach asks, that's what's going to happen. But I've gotten a lot better playing off the ball, but on the ball is you know that's where I say my priority. My best where I'm best at.
That's
So
how you see yourself as a
yeah,
guy that
yeah, yeah,
can put the ball in your hands and go get a bucket.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I was at Moneyball, and yeah, you definitely look very comfortable. I think you ran point a lot on Moneyball too,
hmm
just
hmm
because I think the nature of the teams. And I was a little surprised. I don't. Do you talk more than Jeremy, or do you guys about the the same? I didn't think anyone could talk as
Nah,
much as him on the court.
I think Jeremy. Oh, on the court. Okay, on the court. It depends. It depends because I can get in a little mode where I can talk a little bit, and but I don't start it too many times. But if you start with me, we gonna get it going. So that's just how I go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seemed like and then what's been your experience with Cam Ward? Because he seems like a guy who's, for a freshman, he seems pretty comfortable. This is my impression of
Hmm.
Moneyball. Very comfortable with all the players,
Hmm.
and he talks quite a bit too, and just seems to have a lot of fun out there taking
Yes,
guys on.
that guy right there, he's gonna talk for sure. Kenware, he's been great, man. Just every day he come in, the energy is always there. He's always willing to learn and listen. That's he's working. He's working. So I expect a lot out of him as well. And just like you said, he's been getting really comfortable. He's been getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. I could say that as well. So just learning different things and being in different situations, he's growing.
That's great. Well, if you want to don't you want to work a little hard or not work quite as hard this summer, why don't you contact the school
Mhm.
you squad at Grand Rapids? They can wash your windows for you, so you don't have to. A guy like Trey, he doesn't have anyone
Sure.
take care of that for him. So head on over to the support page. You get 15% off. And just mention Final Four and you get your estimate at tffinots.com/support. So Trey, when it comes to you talked about your athleticism, talked about your shooting, ball handling. Is there something that you're
Mhm.
focusing on trying to improve your area of like for this season that you're especially emphasis before that we start?
Really improving just on uh I like to say that I improve on everything. I feel like there's no like nothing can be too good. Nothing can be, you can't be too good at anything. I always tell myself you feel like you're good at something or you feel like you're getting too good at something, start over. So I really work on everything. I target everything, different days, have different targets, but mainly it's just being consistent with learning our plays, learning our defense, and knowing what the coaches want. So just defensively being in the right spots because I've played all type of defense, so my mind has different thoughts and things like that from over the years. But really just being on top of those things like that. So
Yeah, and so at Sanford, obviously your offense, you guys played super fast. I mean, I
mhm.
remember. I think you were one of the fastest playing. I think you were one of the fastest teams in the country, like top 15 or
Yeah,
something like that.
sure.
So Michigan State both plays really fast and kind of slow. They're sort of
Hmm.
on the break, and then if it's not there, then you sort of slow that set on the half court. What has the
Hmm.
break been like for Michigan State versus playing when you're playing fast at Sanford?
The only difference is the pickup. So at Sanford, it didn't matter make or miss. We're picking up on defense. We're
Hmm.
picking up immediately. Um, and so I catch myself like on a miss or something. I catch myself like automatically on the ball when I don't need to be. So
Right.
that's one of the things I've been working on. But the break is, you same thing. Run, get out. First two steps, get down the court. Beat your man, beat the ball down the court, and then we're gonna go from there. So
Are you the
Something
right or the left wing
the right,
usually?
the
Right.
right.
Okay.
So I'm on. Yeah. So when in practice you got Corn or in the game you're gonna have Corn on the left, me on the right. Yeah, that's gonna be
Doesn't sound good if you're
yeah,
the
not at
team.
all. Not for the other team. It sounds good for us though.
Yeah.
For
we
sure.
were we were just talking to your teammate Denim Wojcik, and he was talking about how one of the big differences for him coming from Harvard, and this is something I don't think people appreciate enough, is that
Mhm.
a lot of schools on the break there's not as much structure. It's pretty much just get it and go. Was
Yep,
there a lot
yep,
of were you used to was there a lot of structure under Bucky McMillan or
for sure, for sure. We
okay,
we kind
so it's
of
similar then.
yeah, it's similar. So you definitely have your sides. The only thing different with this year, I'm running a different side. I was running left last year, so that's the only thing different. And it's actually I would say better because of my jumping ability. I jump better, as well. I can jump either way, but with Cohen being left-handed, it works out for both of us because I'm right-handed.
Yeah, I think that's something that's maybe caught people's eyes in
Hmm.
Moneyball
Hmm.
is I don't think everybody appreciated just how good an athlete you are.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
with you and Cohen out there on either side, we asked Denham, we said that's pretty much got to be point guard heaven when you've
yeah,
got
for sure,
both of those guys.
for
So
sure.
you
Are you
feel
gotta
that
get?
as well.
Yeah, if you put it in the air, me or Cohen going to get it, is you don't have to. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you don't
Um,
even have to look.
So I know it's summer. You've had some workouts, but it's not
Mhm.
nearly like what it's going to be once the season really kicks in.
Mhm.
But early impressions of what it's like to play for Coach Izzo, because you're a guy who's played for a lot of different coaches.
Mhm.
So what struck you in the early going that maybe is a little different here than at other
Mhm.
places you've been?
Um, I would have to say he's really big on making me better. Like he's told me like you're a good player, but I'm gonna make you great. So when any coach is telling you that and they see the potential and the and where you can be and things like that going into a big year, that's all you can really ask for, man. Everything has been great. He's been by my side, like just in the practices and workouts, telling me what he sees and he's helped me a lot. So it's been great.
So it seems like from the things you've said, that's really been a focus for you
Hmm.
is being in an environment where the people around you are going to help you get
For
better.
sure, for sure. Yeah, that's you can't ask for anything better than that.
Have you heard much about Grind Week?
I have,
Yeah,
I
you looking
have.
forward to that?
Yeah, I definitely am. I can't wait, man. It's gonna be exciting. With guys coming back, that environment is that's what being a Spartan is about. So just having them come back and having them, show us the rope, show us what, to look for this year. We got them behind us and everything like that. So you definitely want to make an impression on them as well. So yeah.
All right, well, we'll wrap it up there. And again, if you want to be great like Trey, make sure you head on over to the Brothers Who Dusty Gutters. Those guys do great work when it
True.
comes to gutters. They can't shoot, and they certainly can't predict basketball, as we've seen from their NCAA tournament predictions. But they can take care of your gutters, whether it's clean them out, or repair them, or replace them. Head on over to our support page, the Final Four is on the schedule.com/support. 10% off if you mention Final Four when you get your estimate. So Trey Fort, thanks so much for joining the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Until next time, the Final Four is on the schedule. Go green.
Go white.
Excellent. Good job.